Welcome to the Elevated Exchange, the conversations for the free fly and the fearless. I am Kalina,
And I'm Howa.
and we are talking all things elevated, all things thought provoking, and all things transformational with an exquisitely grand vibe. So, season one taught us how to become personally aware and awaken to our individual evolution. Well, this season is about standing in what you've reclaimed, navigating the real life consequences of truth, voice, and alignment, and becoming, and doing so without shrinking. We believe in setting space with intention so that what enters feels safe and what's shared is rooted in the truth, and what leaves is elevated, clearer, freer, and more aligned than when it arrived. So, season two's intention is to explore, and we're going to explore a couple of things. What happens after you reclaim your voice? How embodiment changes relationships, boundaries, choices, your identity, what living out loud looks like, and then choosing yourself without abandoning love, compassion, or your community. And lastly, we're going to dive into integrating your power without performance. So, all welcome to season two.
Can we snap on season 2 of the
Yes.
Elevated Exchange for just a second? Snap on all of
Nap on
the
all of that.
intention of season 2. You know, this isn't a restart, it's literally a return. A return to truth lived out loud, a return to our voices that are no longer seeking permission, a
Right.
return to beings who know who they are because they are doing the internal work. I mean, doing it.
Yeah.
Like you said, season 1 taught us about self-awareness and awakening to our individual evolution by remembering who we authentically are and by unlearning, aligning, and reclaiming.
Yeah.
But season 2 is about integration.
Yeah.
And you know how I always ask questions to gain understanding and insight. If anybody knows me, you know I am always asking a question, but the purpose is for me to gain understanding and insight. So when we say season 2 is about integration, what does integration really mean? Integration is the moment when what you know internally becomes what you live externally. It's not learning something new, it's allowing what you've already healed, uncovered, and reclaimed to now govern your choices, your relationships, and your voice. Integration is literally when insight now becomes behavior, when awareness becomes boundaries, when healing becomes embodiment, when truth becomes your way of being, not just a performance. Truth, vulnerability, transformation, authenticity is just who you are. It's literally the bridge between your inner work and outer life. In season 1, we remembered who we are, learned what wasn't true. We aligned with what felt internally right for us. We reclaimed our powerful voices.
Yeah.
So integration is what happens next. It's waking up from people, spaces, and things that cause us to shrink and choosing to move differently.
Yeah.
It's choosing alignment without betraying ourselves. It's holding our power without over explaining it. Integration means you don't piecemeal your growth. You live from it. You embody it.
Right.
You don't visit your truth every now and then for different people, spaces, or things, but you abide in it. You reside in it. It's where you're planted and grounded. You don't heal in theory. You know how everybody's now on this healing bandwagon, right? We're healing. Oh, we're healing. We're growing in theory.
Right.
But In integration, you embody it real time.
Yeah.
This season's our voices are rooted, our energy is settled, our presence speaks before our words do.
Yeah.
And to our listeners, if any of this feel like resonance to you, you're already seated on your throne,
Wow.
healed, embodied, sovereign.
Oh,
Welcome to season 2.
yes. Welcome to season 2. Can we snap on? You know, I love a definition. So, snap on it not being theory. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Mhm.
so many buzzwords, and I've seen this word a lot, and many have seen so many words that we use, but we're living this out for real.
For
And
real.
to be able to say, what is integration? Like, what does it mean? And these
Mhm.
are amazing, especially like, I love that you said without explaining, and it
Right.
not being piecemealed. Like,
Mhm.
learning how to really become what you
Right.
work so hard on, and it not being patchwork, which
Yep.
is what I love. That's true wholeness. That is embodied. And so
Yes.
we are so excited about this season,
Yeah.
because of that. We're putting the pieces together, basically.
Yeah.
And so for our episode 1, our title is Now That I've Found My Voice. And so for this episode, we're looking at what happens after you heal, the responsibility of your truth, speaking from embodiment versus emotion. Like, when your voice changes your lives, these are the pieces that we begin to work on. And for us, what do you do now that you found your voice? And so I'm just going to share for me. Now that I found my voice, I realized that my voice would now be the instrument to intentionally designing a healed life. Like, I
Wow.
get to now choose
Mhm.
things, right? Because season 1, I talked a lot about being in survival mode.
Right.
And before you're healed, or before your healing really gets underway, life can feel like it's fixed. Like, this
Mhm.
is you have statements like, these are the cards that I was dealt. It
Mm.
is what it is. That's just how I
Mm.
am, and things like that. So it can feel like you can't change anything. But
Wow.
once you start doing work, and once you've
Mhm.
done the work, the awareness of what you find in that work now changes everything. And your voice now has the power to dictate what happens. And this is what
Mhm.
I found. And for me, integration really looks like being met with choices every single day. Every
Wow.
day I get up and I need to make a choice.
Yeah.
And I choose to thrive. I want
Mm.
to live better. I don't want my life to be all over the place. So I
Right.
choose thriving. And
Mhm.
I choose sovereignty, which is one of my
Yep.
favorite concepts and words. I came upon this a couple years back, and how well you both and both of us have learned what sovereignty is, and it is a different way of living, and you
Yeah.
have to choose it. And so choosing to actually use the voice that I found, and this choice came with responsibility, and it's
Mm.
the responsibility of truth. You have to look at what you've uncovered. You have to look at what, wounds you had that were healed, how those
Mhm.
wounds came to be, what's been revealed to you. It's the data, right? I'm always talking about how
Right.
I'm a scientist. You got to take all this data now, all this information you've learned, and you got to
Mhm.
figure out where it goes. And you have to decide that. What do you do with that? What
Right.
do you do with the people, right? What do you do with the relationships and the
Mm.
dynamics? What do you do with your dreams now? Are your
Mm.
dreams even the same? What do you do with boundaries? How do you
Mm.
actually put down a boundary? What about your goals? What do I do with my goals now?
Mm.
So every day I have to get up and make that choice and realize that you are now in the driver's seat. And
Right.
I used to use this metaphor or allegory, and I used to say that trauma feels like driving a car where a part of you never really has the wheel. And it's
Mm,
just like you're just kind of being jerked around by life. You're not in the driver's seat. Well,
wow.
integration is where you take that control back. You take
Come
back the
on.
wheel. You
Yes.
decide what direction, or if you're going left, right, how
Yep.
far you're going up, how slow you're going to go, how fast you're going to go. You are
Mm-hmm.
in the driver's seat now. And you have to now make very conscious, intentional decisions
Yeah.
that support the healing you work so hard for.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, because
Mhm.
now it's like you're setting up, you're designing like an
Yeah.
architect.
Yeah.
And I now say I'm the architect of my life, because
Yes.
now I'm making the choices. I'm making how many rooms, I'm making how far it's going to go up. But
Mm-hmm.
how do you support it, right? What's the
Yeah.
foundation? What buttresses these decisions up? And so you have to do that. And it's like physical therapy. When I got my knee surgery in 2020, I
Yeah.
did some healing, right? You get the
Mm-hmm.
surgery, you have some time to you really do some deep healing. But then they're like, you got to get up. You got to actually
Right.
learn how to now, walk around. And so healing isn't just the surgery alone. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of us get stuck in that space, like, okay, I'm getting all the salves, I'm getting all the bombs, I'm starting to feel better, and that's wonderful. But it's learning how to move differently afterward. You
Yes.
have to learn how to navigate now. How do
Mm-hmm.
you navigate the world as a healed person, being healed
Right.
and embodied? How do you navigate this now? So you have to reintroduce yourself to
Mm-hmm.
life now, because you're just not the same. You know,
Right.
healing, it's funny because you don't expect it, but healing, if you're healed, you should be different. And when people get surgeries or they break a bone or something happens, right? That
Yep.
part is never the same again.
Same. Nope.
After healing, it's always changed. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to, walk through that. And you have a new body, you have a new mind, a new nervous system. Everybody's talking about healing your nervous system these days. So for me, that meant learning to live by principles. That's
Wow.
my support. That's my
Yeah.
scaffolding. That's my buttress.
Yeah.
Is I gotta live by principles, not emotion. So I
Mm.
had to come up with things like, if you've ever heard me talk about the four agreements, things
Yep.
like that. Like I had to create these policies or these principles that will help to govern this new way of life for me.
Yeah.
So principles was mine because I was raised to let my feelings lead everything. I saw the people around me letting their feelings lead everything, but
Yeah.
not everything. Okay, coming from addictions counseling, I can say not everything that feels good is good for you.
Mm.
It can feel incredible.
Say that.
It can make you want to feel like you are flying, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean it is good for you. And
Wow.
not everything that is good for you is going to feel good.
Say that
I'll say
again.
it one more time.
Yeah.
Everything,
Wow.
not everything that is actually a good thing for you will actually feel good. And so
Wow.
that being synonymous is sometimes a mistake. You can't go by
Yeah.
that. So that tension sometimes that we have, that discomfort, that gray area, that's integration. You
Mm.
are bringing in the new and figuring how to stitch that in and make it work and
Mhm.
navigate with some of the old, because you're not going to completely turn that's a personality change. That's very different. You're not going to be a
Mhm.
whole nother person, but you are definitely a changed person. And so sometimes it's uncomfortable, but it's still very healthy. It could be a healthy thing
Mhm.
and be uncomfortable. Two things can be true at the same time. it can be balanced and it can still be right. So if integration right now, if you maybe didn't have the name for it, but you're like, man, this is where I'm at. It's how I'm feeling. It can feel awkward and it definitely can feel challenging, but we don't want you to be discouraged. I want you to
Mm-hmm.
know the bright side is that it doesn't have to be like that always. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it maybe just be uncomfortable for now as you are moving into living this new healed life, but doesn't mean like it's going to be like that forever. It's very new. It's the
Mm-hmm.
physical therapy of healing, learning
Mm.
how to walk on new legs.
I mean, come on with all of that. Come on. I just loved the
Yes,
real time allegories and bringing these concepts to real life.
right.
I absolutely love the
My sister.
physical therapy of healing allegory you just dropped.
Yeah,
Learning how to walk on new legs.
yeah, yeah.
Take that in for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
You are literally learning how to walk on new legs.
Yeah,
I am
wow.
literally
Yes,
learning how to walk on new legs.
I am learning.
I'm learning how to walk on new legs. And for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
the next step in my personal journey, ask the real questions. Like you shared earlier, what happens after
Right,
the healing?
right.
I'm literally learning how to walk on new legs.
Wow. Yeah,
And my voice, in this level of healing, the after effect of my healing.
yeah.
My choice comes with responsibility. In fact,
Yes.
my
So
voice
good.
comes with responsibility.
Wow.
And my voice carries weight.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
voice carries weight. To every
Yes.
listener that's listening in, your voice carries weight. And when you speak from embodiment, not emotion alone, your voice doesn't just sound different.
Wow.
It can actually change your life, like you share.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
To
good.
be transparent, as we stepped out of season one, I could literally feel it.
Mhm.
I was literally walking on new legs, and so were you, Kalina. Our
Yeah.
voices weren't just out there in this podcast universe, but our voices were rooted.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was rooted in power. Our
Hmm.
voices were rooted in authority and authenticity.
Yes.
It was rooted in awareness.
Yeah.
Kalina, you and I have always been thought leaders, especially in the various
Peace.
spaces, environments, groups, collectives that we've led across the years,
Very true.
right?
Yeah.
But in this era, our voices carry a dimension of sovereignty,
Mm.
the kind that shakes
Yes.
rooms and disrupts shrinking. And
Very
what is this sovereignty that we hear in our voices,
right.
right?
Right.
Especially when I say that we've always been thought leaders, but it's a level and dimension of sovereignty that we now carry.
Say that.
So, what do I
Yeah.
mean by sovereignty? It's self
Yeah.
authority, it's the state of being internally governed rather than externally controlled.
Yeah.
At
Yes.
its core,
That's good.
sovereignty means you trust yourself. You
Yes.
choose
Wow.
consciously. You
Hmm.
act from alignment, not fear, approval, or survival.
Wow. Yeah. Yes.
I say that again. I
Say
trust
it
power.
again. Yes.
I, power, choose consciously.
Wow.
I act from alignment, not
Hmm.
fear, approval, or survival.
Yeah.
And in our sovereignty, you and I both declared something sacred.
Yeah.
In our personal conversations that we
Yeah.
have on the phone, we share that we're not just stepping into a new era. In fact, we are the era.
We are the era. I am the era.
We are the era. I
Yeah.
am the era. It's
Yeah.
not something that I'm placing on the vision board for like the
No.
new year,
Wow.
but it's literally something that I am.
That's amazing.
It's something that I have created for myself with my sovereign voice.
Yes.
And with my sovereign voice, I declare that this is an era we are embodying. Our
Yes.
voices do
Wow.
less explaining and more being, less
Yes.
proving and more presence, less preparation and more forward moving.
Ooh.
We are shifting from inner work to outer alignment, from healing in private to full embodiment in real time, from surviving
Yes.
to thriving on purpose. Our
Yes.
energy is truth forward, calmly bold, deeply rooted.
Yes.
I'm not louder, but I am
Mm-mm.
clearer.
Yeah.
I'm not
Say
reactive,
that.
but I am intentional.
Yes.
We are choosing thrive mode living, taking
Thrive
up
mode.
space without guilt, moving in soft power, but firm boundaries. I'm going
Wow.
to say that again. We are moving in soft
Say that.
power with firm boundaries,
Yes.
prioritizing alignment over approval
Ooh.
every single time.
Every
We
time.
are healed, we are
Mhm.
embodied,
A
and we're
human body,
moving full throttle.
full throttle.
And if
Woo!
this resonates with anybody, if you're feeling this, you're already in the room. Snap on that.
Snap! Get snapped on this. An amazing, accurate definition, depiction, and vision of a sovereign voice.
Yes.
These are not, like, snap on
Snap.
that, because it's not easy. It is
No.
not easy to do less explaining. It's just
Right.
not. But when you get to that place, it's like, you know what? Softly, I'm
Yeah.
going to hold this power,
Yeah.
and very firmly, I'm going to hold this boundary.
Yeah.
But the biggest part, that if you walk away with anything today, walk away with, I trust myself.
I trust myself. I
To
do.
be able to say, I trust Kalina.
I trust Howard.
So powerful.
I do.
So powerful. It literally, I can feel my body and my nervous system react to that. To trust yourself. That part of sovereignty is more healing than you can think. Amazing. Sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
And when I began integrating my sovereignty, which, like you said, came first with my voice, with our
Mhm.
voices,
Yeah.
okay?
Mhm.
I am the era, this new Kalina, the new
Mhm.
healed for it. Because you say era, like, I'm not going through a season of era. Now, I am now the era.
Yeah.
So thank you, my sister, for that empowerment, because that is a sacred move. And my voice, and like I share, my voice is attached to the choices, my yeses and nos, right?
Mhm.
They changed everything. This changed everything for me. My seeing myself as a sovereign and learning to trust myself. But finding your voice will literally, like, change your whole life.
Yeah.
Is a thing. Your nose. My nose changed the direction that my life was going into. What I said no
Mhm.
to. What I said yes to opened up things for me. It opened doors. It opened, resources. It opened avenues. It opened
Mhm.
new dynamics. And when you sit back on your throne as a sovereign, when you turn and you go back to the seat of power, your seat of power, your seat of trusting yourself,
Mhm.
you have a different vantage point now. And you see the world differently. And now your voice becomes the final authority. So trusting
Mm.
yourself mean it, again, we've talked about this briefly in season 1, where you can get counsel, you can get wisdom. We are all about it. because you don't know
Mm-hmm.
everything. But sovereigns, when you look at kings and queens, they have advisors, they have counsel, they get that information, right? But the final authority is their
Mm-hmm.
voice. And learning to live this way, especially when you come from a system that wasn't designed like that, it will change and disrupt any system. Any
Mm-hmm.
change that you make will disrupt a system.
Yep.
And I want to repeat that because don't look up and say, where's all this coming from? It's because you're changing. And
Yeah.
it disrupts the systems that we're all part of a system, whether it's at work, home, family, your friend structure, marriages, with your children. Everybody plays a role in a system, in multiple
Mm-hmm.
systems. And any changes that you make will disrupt that system. So integration is a fine art because it really requires your courage, it requires your balance, it
Mm-hmm.
requires a radical acceptance of things that you've revealed in your work, that you found out. You're going to therapy, you're doing all these things. What are you doing with that data? That takes courage. It takes acceptance
Mm-hmm.
of what you found. And it takes you really finding the balance, because,
Mm-hmm.
just to be transparent, I've swung from extreme to extreme. And you want to find that balance in the pendulum. And all of that is a very fine art. It's a
Mm-hmm.
way to be creative too on how to do these things. You have to be conscious with it. You have to take it by piece and rewire things. Reveal who you always have been and activate what's been dormant in you. We talked about how we put things a part of ourselves on shelves, right? What do you do with that now? You bring that down. How does that go? Where does that wire connect to? Your voice, your desires, and your gifts. These are things that now you want to integrate into your new healed life. That's
Mm-hmm.
the work of integration. It's a fine art of rewiring, reprogramming, learning how to navigate. And so, I just say that to say, be patient with yourself,
Yeah.
be gentle, take some time to breathe, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not an overnight thing.
Mm-mm.
It's not a snap your finger thing. It's not I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna be, that miracle question that they would
Mm-hmm.
ask. It's not gonna be like that. It's gonna take some courage. It's gonna take some conscious thinking, some putting things together piece by piece. Um, you are the architect of your life now.
Mm-hmm.
Not just choosing what makes you feel good, but what feels safe, what is aligned to you. Most
Mm-hmm.
importantly, what's sustainable?
Yeah.
What can you sustain? And what brings you results? This is where you can't rely on your emotions. What brings your results that you're looking for? What opens the doors that you need to the
Mm-hmm.
opportunities, into the new spaces? What tunes you to the frequency of thriving?
Mm.
What brings the thriving to you? How do you connect with the life of thriving that you want to design for yourself? This
Mm-hmm.
is life now, after healing, after finding your voice, and you're learning how to live it healed. So be patient with yourself.
Wow. Wow. What amazing awareness
Wow.
that you just shared, my sister.
Yeah.
Amazing awareness. And awareness literally changes the rules of engagement with your own life.
Wow. Okay. Wait. Say that. Say it again.
Awareness, I'm going to say it again because that just hit me.
Oh my God.
Awareness changes the rules of
Holy smack.
engagement with your own life. Because
Wow.
once you see clearly, once you align clearly, you are no longer available for what drains you.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
And it
Wow. Wow. Wow.
grows out of awareness. So as we close,
Yeah.
we always end with a closing question. What are you willing to change now that you can no longer pretend you don't know? What are you willing to change now that you can no longer pretend you don't know?
Wow.
We love engagement. So whatever resonates with you from anything that we shared in this episode, drop your nuggets in our comments.
Yes.
Remember, this isn't a conversation. This is an exchange that elevates.
And so, until next time.